Welcome to Trump Breaking News Network, your daily source for up-to-date news on the political scene of Donald Trump, his presidency, American politics and conspiracies. Please subscribe to receive notice of our daily updates. Also share with your friends and your social media. We encourage you to like our videos and give your comments.
This is TBNN.
CNN's coverage of Trump is so bad, even Kasich criticizes them. After President Donald Trump's bipartisan meeting on immigration reform this week, and a certain utterance by the commander-in-chief that quickly went viral, CNN seemed to have transmogrified itself from its self-described mantle as the most trusted name in news into the S-hole channel. Yes, after the president apparently made the unwise decision to use a deprecatory expletive to say what everyone knew anyway about Haiti and El Salvador, CNN and its retinue of totally unbiased reporters treated the incident like Core TV treated the O.J. trial. Sample: This is CNN Tonight, I'm Don Lemon. The President of the United States is racist. As the weekend hit, there were plenty of people sick of seeing CNN drag the president through the mire over one asterisked word. One of those sickened, surprisingly, was Ohio Governor John Kasich. Kasich, bear trap-minded readers will recall, has been one of the president's most vociferous critics from the Republican Party, particularly among those in elected office. Kasich managed to fight Trump to the bitter end during the primary campaign despite only winning one state, his own, and offering America nothing besides the mean and attitude of an ornery principal from a 1980s high school movie. Even after his loss, he continued to go after Trump, with some speculating he would run in 2020 on a unity ticket with Democrat Colorado Governor John Hickenlooper. However, during a Friday appearances on CNN with Jake Tapper, Kasich turned on CNN when the network tried to get him to call the president racist, instead saying CNN was wasting its time on a single frivolous expletive. The fun began when Tapper asked Kasich what it would take for the Ohio governor to call the president racist. "I'm not a name caller," Kasich responded. "What would it take? I'm not into name calling." Do you think Congress should censure President Trump for his remark? Yes, no. Enter your email. Submit. Completing this poll entitles you to our news updates free of charge. You may opt out at any time. You also agree to our privacy policy and terms of use. Tapper, apparently not quite getting the hint that the cantankerous governor wasn't quite thrilled with the line of questioning, pressed on and asked Kasich if Congress, a body which he is not a member of, it should be noted, ought to censure the president for saying S-hole. We need to move on, Jake. Look, I'll be honest with you, I understand ratings, newspaper hits, clicks, ratings in television, okay? Everybody's had their say, Kasich said. Hopefully we'll see some more out of Republicans. Maybe the president will say something, apologize or whatever. We've got to move on. We have big issues out there. We're facing maybe the closing of the government. We've got a situation where we've got to take care of these other folks, he continued. Everybody, you know, this is a time for everybody to pound somebody. I've never been a big one on pounding somebody when they're down, other than to say that was wrong and I think what the president said was wrong. I don't have any more to say about it other than this. I must admit to being rather unsurprised and resigned when it comes to the media's coverage of S-hole gate. Every time CNN and related networks get a bee in their bonnet regarding any Republican, particularly the current president, the breathless oversaturation reminds me of nothing so much as the old SNL Buckwheat Dead, America Mourns skit. While this is hardly anything new, remember the hours upon hours of airtime devoted to Larry Craig and his wide stance in some godforsaken airport lavatory while two wars were raging in the Middle East. The media has found some way to turn it up to 11 during the Trump years. Who knows? Maybe they're expending all of the outrage they didn't bother using from January of 2009 until January of 2017. Or maybe they just can't help themselves. Either way, kudos to Kasich for not taking the low-quality bait, especially since he's close to CNN and loathes the president. If only all GOP politicians so principled.
This has been the Trump Breaking News Network. Please subscribe and share to stay up to date on the latest news about our president. Be informed.